there, it's Kevin with the Rogue Deck Builder, here with not a Magic box opening, not Magic content, but since everyone is so hyped up about this, the Magic Killer, the Magic Gathering Killer game, Disney Lorcana. So I thought I'd do a box opening on this channel. Let me give you a little bit of an update on my life and why there's been a lack of content here. I always keep saying that. Eventually I'm going to get back in the swing of things where I can get in the rhythm of doing Magic Gathering content. I do know that I miss it. I finally have got to that point where I'm like, wow, this is what I've been missing. I miss being behind the camera. I miss interacting with fans. I miss, talking about Magic Gathering, playing Magic Gathering, all that kind of stuff in the capacity of being like a content creator. I have transitioned in the past few years over to more managing a store, running a store, but man, oh man, am I nostalgic for the good old Rogue Deck Builder days. So I was going to post this on my, I want to say main channel, because it really is my main channel now, my Gone Rogue Game channel. If you have not subscribed or you don't know that I have a channel called Gone Rogue Games, it's where I give almost daily updates at this point on things that are going on around at the shop. So if you kind of miss my ugly mug and miss hearing my whiny voice, you can come over to Gone Rogue Games, subscribe to it, and I post a lot there. But again, I do want to come back to this channel with Magic the Gathering content. I just thought this would be a good topic with Lorcana because everyone and their dog seems to be getting into this game. I have pretty much mixed feelings for this. At first, I hated it. Then I actually started watching some gameplay, and I believe it's similar to Pokemon or Hearthstone. It has a place, it has a niche, it has some interesting little game mechanics to it and game flow. And it has kind of like even a Kaijudo feeling if you've ever played Kaijudo or a plethora of other card games where you don't get like mana screwed. It's just a lot nicer there. But it is missing the depth that Magic the Gathering has. And so that's just kind of kept me from it. I love this stack. I absolutely adore the stack in Magic the Gathering. I love the kind of back and forth of cards and saying in response and the amount of synergies and possibilities and endless ways to play the game, where Lorcana seems a little bit more limited. And I know it's just on its first set, but I even would compare Alpha from Magic the Gathering with Lorcana, the first chapter, and I'd still say there was more depth in original Magic than there is in like Lorcana. And Lorcana's had a lot to work off of other card games and stuff. So that's what's really the magic of Magic. I don't quite think it will ever be replicated and a game as good as Magic the Gathering. However, Lorcana has impressed me. And so we're going to do a booster box opening. This one is for a patron. This is for Elitism. And I'm just going to talk about Lorcana, open some cards, and give you my thoughts on how I think this game is going to last the test of time. First of all, I think it's proven itself a lot better than I was a little bit really weary of this game because we've seen things like Keyforge or Dice Masters or not Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood actually is still alive and well, but even Flesh and Blood had a little bit of a FOMO that almost killed the game. MetaZoo, oh man, yeah, like Kaijudo, Transformers. There's been so many games that have been hyped and sold like crazy when they first come out, but I think Lorcana has legs. This game's already proven itself with like the amazing attendance at like Gen Con for the tournaments. There have also been a lot of the online tournaments that have done very well. Got a lot of eyes. This has brought in a lot of people, Magic players and non-Magic players to the game. And what this really, really, really reminds me of is how Hearthstone took off. Because Hearthstone didn't have the complexity that Magic did. And in fact, that just ends up being an appealing factor. It's a lot easier to enter into the game. It's a lot easier to play the game. The game's a lot more linear, how it plays out, where it's very, you know how it's going to play out. Like there's this tempo where you start small and build up. Which Magic sometimes Magic though is just right out the gates. And it, again, really reminds me of Hearthstone. Now the problem I have with Hearthstone, a lot of the pros have with Hearthstone, is the complexity, not having the complexity of Magic, not having like that stack, is it gets old really quick at the competitive level. So I'm fearing that it's going to be that for Lorcana as well. But I think people are going to eat it up for the first few years at least, and this sucker is going to continue to sell and be collectible. And it might even have like the collectability of Pokemon, where people are like, okay, it's got an IP that's been around forever. It's a collectible game, like it's a trading game or trading card, not trading card game, but trading cards that actually has a game to it now. I mean, Disney's come out with a ton of like trading cards, but now here's one you can actually like play with. So it has legs for that. One of the things, this box is ridiculous. You can actually just, it's not sealed. None of these are sealed. You could actually take packs out before you even sell it and replace it with fluff, which I've heard has already started to happen, or people accusing sellers of doing. But anyway, they have a lot of things they need to tighten up with Lorcana. So exciting here. So thank you to Elitism for sponsoring this booster box opening. I don't want to open up Lorcana. It's so expensive right now myself. So this is a way we can actually showcase the cards and take a look at them. So I actually am a fan of Disney. A lot of my videos on Gone Rogue, people are like, why do you hate Disney so much? I'm like, I actually don't. It's Zach behind the camera who's such a negative Nancy. He hates Disney. So he always chimes in when we're talking about Lorcana about how much he can't stand Disney. But anyway, I think it's a good IP. I have a lot of nostalgia to it as well. And again, if it's got a good game behind it, I mean, it can't get any worse than Pokemon, right? Or some of those other games that have been just swinging. Like same thing with Pokemon. Pokemon's fun to build decks. It's fun to play, but I miss the stack with that. I mean, that's the one thing keeping me away from Pokemon is the interaction that Magic has, and just kind of sitting and doing nothing on other people's turns. Okay, anyway, so on here, I think that we'll look at a few cards, then we'll go to the back of the cards to find those ultra rares that everyone's looking for. So in the symbol here, I believe this is common. So you got a Sudden Chill, and it's kind of funny too, man. They ripped off a lot of Magic. There are so many cards like, what was it, Frantic Search, and there's a card called Frantic Search, and there's a card called Rummage, and they do the exact same thing and almost have the exact same art. It's just Disney styled with the art, and so they ripped off a lot of stuff. Now I need to get centered here from Magic the Gathering, but it is what it is. I mean, that's card games in general at this point. I mean, why like try to reinvent the wheel if it is already working? We got a Donald Duck. We got a Goofy, and a Hakuna Matata, Magic Broom, the Fire the Cannons, You Have Forgotten Me. So I think these are into the uncommons. And Beast, one of the stupidest characters ever in Disney lore. And then Moana. And then we have Cusco as our rare. I believe you get 2 of these rares. Yep, and there's Let It Go. I've actually never seen Frozen. Never. I have, I'm just an grumpy old man, never seen Frozen. I think I'm the one person in the world that has not seen Frozen. And right off the bat, our foil is just a common with You Have Forgotten Me. We've already seen it, and there's the art card. So there's the foils. I guess I'll just kind of splay these out with the rares. All the other stuff can go there. And then we'll take a look at what we got. Now, I'll start ramping it up because I'm already like 7 minutes in this and they get 1 pack. Everyone always complains new box openings. Kevin, get to the point. Get to the point, Kevin. All right, the camera's over here, Kevin. Okay, we have Duke Wesselton, Maleficent, Aladdin, Minnie Mouse, Friends on the Other Side, Beastmere, Prince Philip, Smash, Dragonfire. I see so many decks running Dragonfire. This is like a staple. And we have Genie as our rare. And it looks like this is a ultra rare, I think is what they call this, or something on here. So it's got the silvery symbol there. I believe this is even more rare than that one. And then our foil is a Minnie Mouse, which is not just an uncommon symbol. No, that's a common symbol. Okay, so do we get an uncommon? So we got an uncommon foil the first time, not with You Have Forgotten Me. So foils look okay on these. I mean, nothing too spectacular. It's kind of basic at this point. It hasn't gone all crazy like Magic the Gathering has. But all in all, the card quality seems pretty good. I don't see much curling that happens with these so far. It has been so humid here because of Hurricane Hillary. We've got so much humidity. Our cards aren't used to it. They usually curl the opposite way because of how dry it is living in the desert. And our cards started curling the other way. I guess you just can't win with the humidity levels with Magic the Gathering. You have to have it perfect. All right, we'll kind of go through these quick now with the... as I doesn't want this to be a 5-hour-long video. Then we have the Fishbone Quill and a Maleficent, Building Her Time. Can't remember if that's the good one or not. I know one of these sees a ton of play. And we have Rafiki, another uncommon foil. Rafiki. And they're doing the art cards just like Magic the Gathering, but I guess you can actually make something out of them, like a big art. Stampede. That's what everyone's doing to get this Lorcana. By the way, we have had scalpers galore come to our little tiny shop in Richfield, Utah, with who knows coming from where. If they're coming from up north, from the Salt Lake area or Vegas. But yeah, the audacity of some of them. I mean, more power to them if they're going to drive a long way to try to find this. But man, we've had a couple of them get kind of upset. So I'm not selling any Lorcana to. We're saving it all for our events. So we are not selling it except to loyal. There's another little mythic there with Genie. We're not selling any of it to just people coming off the streets. We're selling to our loyal locals And then we're holding the rest for our events because our numbers were really, really low. And man, oh man, we've had some people calling and scalping and stuff. And then kind of getting upset that we're like, okay, well, if we have anything left, we're going to sell it at market price. Like to randos off the street, it's going to be market price. It's going to be whatever it's going for on eBay or TCG Player because you're off the street. You don't come into my store. You don't patron here. And man, do they get like kind of pissy with us that they can't get it for, you know, MSRP and then so they can go flip it on. Guess you got to respect the hustle, right? We got a poisoned apple, but that's not what I'm going to do with this game. Why should they make profits when I can just make profits or, you know, make a local happy? There we go. I know that this Mickey Mouse Warrior Sorcerer sees a lot of play. That's a good little hit there. And then, oh, there we go. We have our rare foil with Iago, the loudmouth parrot. One of the coolest characters. Gotta love this guy. Awesome. So there is our first. I don't know to get one of these per box, or I don't know the pull rates for stuff. I know there is even more specialty cards that are very expensive at this point. And we have a frying pan, the best weapon in which was that? Not Kingdom Hearts. Was that the Nintendo game that the frying pan was such an epic weapon? And be prepared. This sees a ton of play with Banishing of All Characters. The Be Prepared. And we got Simba. I think this Simba sees a lot of play too. So, and look at that. We got another one. We got another foily rare with the Dr. Facilier. And then, am I even saying that correctly? What's even that from? I don't know what Disney that. I'm probably the wrong guy to be opening up Disney stuff. All right, we got another Stampede. Again, don't stampede to get this. There will be more stuff coming out. Let's just hope they can find the right numbers to releasing this because, you know, it's a fine tightrope to walk. They release too much of this product, then it goes to zero. They don't release enough, then you get people mad that they can't get the product, and it's really, really tough for game stores to, part of your world, to actually, Sebastian. To actually find the right amount of printing. All we know is Wizards of the Coast is not doing it correctly. They are printing way too much. I think there are a couple things they need to do. I was talking to a buddy of mine on Patreon, and I was saying that why in the world do they guarantee, like, the life cycle of standard? They were going to, you know, print through the life cycle of standard. Now they've changed it to 3 years. But shouldn't they only worry about draft boosters being available? Why do they have to reprint collectors and set boosters over and over and over again? Make them always worth nothing. All right, do it again. And we got another one of those ultra rares with the Tinkerbell, or super rares, I think they're called, and Hercules. All right, so we got Pizza Pan. That's who I am. There's the character that I identify with the most. Never grow up, kids. It's a trap. Another Peter Pan, the Peter Pan pack. Mr. Smee, Elsa, Aladdin, Anna, Jasper, Chief Tui, Moana, and Tomatoa, and another one of the doctors called the Doctor. All right, so we're going to go a little bit quicker now. Get to the juicy stuff here. Anyone know if this is even draftable? It'd be kind of weird, right? You'd have to, like, marry your two colors pretty quickly because, again, you can only run 2 colors in a deck, I believe. You can't ever go above 2 colors, so it's got that kind of limitations to it as well. Cruella de Vil, and okay, so there is the even better rare, right? The Stitch, and I think this one, yeah, this one is definitely sees. There's a whole deck built around this guy, if I remember correctly. Yes, I believe it is because it's a big draw card with Stitch. I believe so. Someone correct me if I'm wrong here. After watching videos, though. And isn't that one a good one, too? The Mickey Mouse? So that's our first one in the Ultra Rare Mickey Mouse. This might have been a pretty good box then. So I'm going to set this Stitch aside. I'm going to set this Mickey Mouse aside. Those are our 2 ones, and I'll have to look at the prices later to see what those suckers are worth. But I think those are good pulls. Good pulls so far in the first box, so congratulations. If it actually, how much did my patron pay for this box? 300 bones, 300 buckaroos, so I appreciate it. Got up to actually market level, and I got to do a box opening for this, so really, really awesome of you to pay for that and to sponsor this video. If you do want to sponsor a video, I am more than happy to open up cardboard in your honor and rant about stuff and talk about stuff and give you my 2 cents about the market. I don't know. I've been doing this a long time. Maybe I do have something valuable to add into the noise, into the space of YouTube about collectibles. But yeah. So again, I'm excited to play Lorcana. I've changed my mind about it. I used to be kind of like, oh, I'm so sick of new games, so sick of products, but if it can breathe life into kind of a dead market, and it's funny, I don't think Magic the Gathering is a dead market. I really don't. I think the Magic the Gathering is actually super strong with Lord of the Rings just selling through the roof. What I think is no one has an appetite for their bloody reprints. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Wizards. You can't do list cards, you can't do secret layers, and you can't do master sets. You have to pick one. You have to have your channel for reprints, and not only that, but they also do a lot of reprints in things like the Brothers War and Strixhaven, the multiverse heroes. Like they had tons of ways to get reprints into those. So you can't have your little master sets that offer just reprints. So I think that's the one thing that has to go with Magic the Gathering is the pure reprint sets, as no one has an appetite for them anymore. But we're not talking about Magic. We're talking about Maximus the Palosaurus from Lorcana. That's what we're talking about. And there's Jasmine. So these like super rares are actually quite common. So yeah, because you get 2 rares per pack. So they have like, it's kind of like a flesh and bloodish type. Maybe even Pokemon. Yeah, it's kind of like a Pokemon rarity where you get quite a few double rares. But you know, guaranteed rare per pack, and then the other slot can be a double rare or higher. So rares are going to be like uncommon in this one. Steal from the Rich. And there's our second, whatever you call this gold one. The gold one with Gontu. And we got a Be Prepared foil. I'm going to set this to the side too because I know this card sees a ton of play. I'm going to have to look that up later. A Be Prepared foil. So market is insanely hot for this product. For the singles as well as the sealed. I think people are actually like the EV are breaking even with open up product too. That's about what they're getting, is about $300 worth of stuff. I know there's a lot of swing, like the super rare expensive cards are worth a ton. We have Moana. But yeah, is what it is. Mickey Mouse. Go quick here for the good stuff. We got Scar. What a beautiful, beautiful boy. Love Scar. Bell. We got another Bell. Another one of the Yellers. So I wonder how many you get per, if those are like the mythic rarity. And we have Jetsam. And down to a few packs left with our beautiful Lorcana box opening. Mickey Mouse, Peter Pan. Another Mickey Mouse. What I like about this is you can get different versions of them. And there's a Maui. Oops, I missed this. See, this was a double rare pack. Okay. Yeah. I'm figuring it out. As we go. So, another thing Lorcana doesn't have right now is a multiplayer format, right? So you gotta think about that too, because 1v1 Commander kind of saved Magic. It opened it up to a whole different classification of people. I would say that the vast majority of my players now are Commander players. They have no interest in 1 versus 1. They like the social aspect of Commander. And, whoa, see, this is a double pack of the double rare, right? Or what we consider double rare. And then we got an Aladdin. I'm going to set that guy kind of aside too, see if that one's worth anything with it. Or Genie, not Aladdin. Anyway, so Lorcana and, to point, Flesh and Blood is trying to come out with a PvE type format, or multiplayer format that's actually people want to play. But I think that's what makes Magic also give a huge edge, is the Commander population's massive in Magic the Gathering. And what happens in 1v1 is just someone's better than another person, and you don't have that at a table of Commander. You could have better players, but the better players kind of get ganged up on, or they get kept in check. So what's going to happen, I've already heard complaints about this, is your 8-year-old daughter is going to go build her little Lorcana deck, and then some 4-year-old man is going to have some tier list and just crush them. And so, Pokemon, what they had to end up doing is they had to have like tiered events where it's like if it's for 8 and under, or like 14 and under and 8 and 14 and above or something like that, because of that was happening. But that's always kind of plagued Pokemon, at least the competitive scene, is the kids just don't even have any luster to get into it or whatnot. But that's what makes Commander so wonderful, is it has this like encapsulated like if someone's more powerful than everyone else or better than everyone else, they can kind of get ganged up on. So it's self-regulating at that point. We have Maleficent. Maleficent. Hard thing for Kevin to say today. A stolen scimitar. Anyone going to steal my scimitar? Ariel. There's my spirit animal. The only cool Disney princess. The rest of them are dumb. The rest of them are damsels in distress. Gotta go with the Ariel. I got Ariel and Robin Hood, and we have Triton. So, 3 more packs to go here. We have Mr. Peter Pan. Okay, the other cool Peter Pan and Ariel, the 2 cool Disney characters. I think you guys can figure out my Myers-Briggs personality type by the Disney characters I like. If you guys are into that stuff. John Silver. So that's another one. We have another. So that's 4 we've got in this one. Develop your brain, kids. That's what you want to do. Look at all those books. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one of them in your hand and the other bottom of your deck. It's sleight of hand. It's literally sleight of hand. Develop your brain is sleight of hand. That's hilarious. Like so many of these just completely 1 mana. 1 mana. This thing can't be inked, right? Is that how this works? How do these even work? How do you tell if they can be inked or not? I'll have to read up on this game. No, it can be. I'll have to figure out the symbols of which ones can and which one. But yeah, it's literally sleight of hand. Okay, we got Tinkerbell. I should read what some of these other ones do while I'm at it. See what they're like, just word for word copies. This Sword of Truth. Banish this item, banish chosen villain so it can stay out, huh? That's kind of cool. It's for 4. Or do you have to just play this? No, items I thought stay out and then you use them. I don't even know how to do this game. We'll figure it out. Whenever you are characters with bodyguard is banished, you may draw a card. Whenever one of your characters with bodyguard is banished. Yeah, so this is an item and then it just stays out. Yeah, so the same with this. Banish this to banish something else. So it's almost like seals. Like seals of, Seal of Doom and whatnot. So you have it out and then your opponent can expect it. But the problem, again, with Magic, you can use that, in response to stuff. This is just going to be all sorcery speed on your turn. No way to do anything about it. And we got the Scar, the fiery usurper. And then we got a good old Genie in our last pack. This is our last one. See what we can hit in our last pack here. I think we already got our little ultra rare card here. We have the Hades and Aladdin. Yep, and then just a Healing Glow. So we got some cool pulls here. I don't know. If I were a guessing man, I would say, of course, the Mickey Mouse. Is that a good pull? We got Mickey Mouse, the Wayward Sorcerer, in foil. And the Be Prepared. I think that one in foil. I know how much it sees play. And then we had the foil. Yeah, that was our foil. We didn't get another foil. We got the 4 ultra rares. What do you want to call it? Probably, this is equivalent to give up 4 mythics per box of Magic. And then another, so 2 of the super rares, or whatever they call this, with the Genie and the Mickey Mouse. And then I think we did get a couple other, yeah. We got Maleficent and the Doctor. And also Iago. So, actually quite a few rares here. And I don't know exactly, again, how much these things go for with the different rarities. But it's kind of cool to have like another kind of stepping stone with Magic instead of just uncommon, common, and rare. You have that, like the 2 rarities and then into the mythic realm. So it kind of has that nicer spread of getting there. So anyway, there's your box opening. Let me in the comments how well we did with this box opening, if it make us $300 back or not. Again, I'll try to be doing some more of these box openings in the future, and they'll probably go over to my Gunner Games channel, because that's where I kind of dump content. I want to kind of keep this one more strictly Magic in the future. When I get back to brewing decks and whatnot, and then switch everything to the market stuff or the market channel, and that way people can get the content that they want and not get flooded with content they don't want. If you want to subscribe to all the channels, then go for it. Yeah, I don't know where the gameplay with Lorcana will end up, if it will be on this channel, if it gets popular enough, and then, maybe this will just be kind of the gameplay channel, or if it will go to another channel, or who knows? It's all up in the air. I am so organized here at Gone Rogue Games. So appreciate everyone that stuck around. I know this has been kind of a dead channel, but yeah, we'll get back into stuff as Eldraine approaches. I think we got some cool cards out of Eldraine. I'm really itching actually to brew decks with Magic the Gathering and start interacting with everyone again. This has been Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder. Thanks for watching.